Hi, welcome back to PracticalStudent.com. The project that we're starting today is the 2015 Model Vintage Truck project. Quite a difficult one in comparison with other years. This chassis section here is a difficult bit of bending after some complicated marking out, and again this cab piece here as well. Some awkward bending here and plenty of marking out. The other parts aren't so bad. We've lathe piece here for the lights. That's the only lathe piece if I remember correctly. There's a battery, switch, motor, gearbox underneath, and the one thing that you have to design is a support for this back axle here, which is a pretty simple thing to do and attach it, and you will have two holes available to attach it on there. If you wanted to expand on this project but there is no requirement, you could put some sort of dumper section on the back or something like that as well and attach it, maybe a hinge so that it would move. But other than that, I think it's a nice project. With 2A batteries and the geared motor, it's actually quite strong. It'll pull 4 or 5 times its own weight. So it's a nice little project and I think it looks good in the end. So let's get started with that in part number 1. So you just saw me at the start of this video filing and making sure that these two edges are square. The piece was cut off of a sheet of plastic, so I wasn't sure that the edges were right, but they are now. So I'm going to use this as my bottom left corner, and that's my dot, and that's my point of reference for all measurements. This is an easy enough piece to do, nothing too difficult. The one thing to do watch out for is make sure you have a nice point on the top when you're finished and that the sides are balanced. So to get started, it's 13 to the first circle, 12 to the center, 12 again, and 13, and we're going to add those up. So that's 25 to there, plus 12 is 37, and then 50. So I'm going to mark each of those distances along the bottom edge. So 13, 25, 37, and 50. And I'm going to T-square those lines up. Making sure that the piece of plastic is up against the handle of the T-square, and if I go up here it's more likely to tip over, so I'm going to use it down here underneath the blade. Okay, so there are our vertical lines done. Now our holes are at a height of 10, so on the first one I'm going to measure up 10, and I'm going to transfer that across to the other line that has the hole on it. And the whole time I'm making sure that my piece is up against the stock of the T-square. And we've one more part to mark out, or sorry, 2 more points. It's 24 to the tops here. I'm just going to measure up 24 at the end. If I start at 50 plus 24 is 74. And I can transfer that across again using the T-square. Is a little awkward, mostly because of its height. I think I'll have to do this up the top. And then finally the total height is 24 plus 7 from the bottom, which is a height of 31. So if I start at 40 as I'm doing here, I want to go to 71. And I can just complete those lines with my ruler. And that's the marking out of part 1. This is all waste material here. And we have 2 holes to drill now, 3.5s, you can see that, 3.5s for both. We can't punch perspex, which this is, so get a scriber, put it at the point and wiggle and press down around. That'll give it a little bit of a dent that the drill bit can use to centre. I'm then going to cut off the remainder here of the bandsaw and file it down to shape. And that's it, that's part 1 done. Nice and simple. A little bit of emery paper now and polishing around the edges to finish it off. Thanks for watching. Part 2 in the next video.